Hell yeah. Guys, welcome to another... Oh, shush!
Sorry.
Welcome to another episode of Horror at the Store. Today, my guest is the wonderful, the lovely Katie Balen.
Hi.
I just kicked the camera. What was that? You said, hey!
Why did I say it like that? Hi. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much.
So ready
for this amazing movie.
Halloween.
Spooky.
It's truly a spooky season.
I love it. I'm here for it. I love spooky season. It's the best season.
You know, we got to lean into it, you know?
More fun. It's weird not being in the Midwest with, like, the changing leaves.
Yeah, same.
And, like...
New York.
It's, like, anywhere that has, this doesn't really have, like, it has, like, one season that's just hot.
Yeah, it's like, there's like this cognitive dissonance when you're living in LA and you're from a place that has changing seasons because you're just like, I know I'm depressed for a reason, but usually the like sweaters and leaves would make sense and like make me happy.
Yeah.
But then you have like just really gorgeous weather.
Yeah, and you're like,
and then you're like, what's like there's a cognitive dissonance there.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. So this week we watched, not this week. God, I keep saying this week. You know, today we watched.
Time isn't even real.
Time isn't
real.
Time is fake.
Fuck time.
Today we watched Sleepwalkers.
Yes, we did.
And that's a Stephen King movie.
Yeah, so he's an author, right?
I think you might have heard of him. It's not like he's a big deal in horror. He's like a super low indie guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. I don't know. Like The Shining. You know, some pure shit movie.
Hold on. You're telling me the guy that made It did this too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Mind blown.
Dude, I feel bad. I'm like...
You're like initiating me into the
like horror
world.
Welcome. Yeah. Welcome to this horror world. Horror, not horror.
Horror
world.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into our one-liners about the title alone. I said, a group of teens start sleepwalking and discover a hidden world filled with their wildest dreams and nightmares.
I like that.
Yeah, it's different.
It is dreams and nightmares. Yeah. It is dreamy. I have something similar to the episode that we did about Once Bitten. Leo from Charmed has mommy issues.
This is every one you do is like they have mommy issues.
Mommy, that's the only once I see it, I can't unsee it.
It's the root of everyone's problem. Mommy issues.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
I
well, let's get into this movie. Dear God, this is actually my second time watching this movie, and this time actually like taking notes and like thoroughly watching it makes it hurt more. First thing I wrote is, if you love dead cats and incest, then this is the film for you.
Yeah, a.k.a. white people shit. I looked at this and I saw the cats hanging from the strings and he's making out with his mother. I said, this is some white people shit.
It starts off with these cops going to this house and there's just cats
dangling,
hanging from these trees.
I was like high as hell when I was watching.
I was sober and I was like, what the fuck?
I know.
I can't imagine.
It was just, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a spooky image right there. And then the cops are like, oh, there's gotta be, there's gotta be someone in the house. They're like, it hasn't been inhabited for a year.
Right.
And then a dead woman falls out of the closet. And they're like, it's a little girl.
Oh, yeah.
And how do they know she's a little girl? Because she has braces. Because adults don't have braces.
The skeleton had braces?
I was
That's
like,
hilarious.
Whoa.
Oh,
but I don't think your teeth decompose.
I don't think so.
I think they just...
Yeah, because imagine a skeleton without teeth.
Oh, that would be so scary.
That would be really scary.
That'd be terrifying. Oh, my God. Okay, so not that. Yikes. And then you meet this guy and he's like dancing in his room, having fun, and you're like, oh, he's
normal.
He's normal, and then you're like, oh, he's flirting with this like lady. Is like, she kind of looks older, but he's like, oh, is this his girlfriend?
Yeah.
And then he says, mom.
Yeah.
And then he goes in for the kiss.
I
think you were texting me. And I want to read the exact text that you sent me because it was wonderful.
And you were like, stop. Save it for the pod.
Like, okay, I'm on it. Oh, my God. Leo from Charmed is in this movie. Oh my God. You're like, am I watching the right movie? Why is Leo from Charmed having sex with his mom? And then and I was like, have fun.
Yeah, you were like, see you on the pod. I was like, first of all, Leo from Charmed, we just need to talk about. I don't care about his name. I really don't.
Yeah. His name is Charles Brady.
Charles Brady. And I just know him from Charmed, and I had a crush on him when I was a baby.
Not anymore.
And I'm also he's fucking his mom. And also, like, I think we just need to, like, do, like, a deep dive on, like, blonde men.
Yeah.
Like, blonde men need to have, like, their moment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
I don't think they've had their time.
I don't think they've had their time enough. And, like, I just feel like he's really doing something brave by having sex with his mom.
Super brave. It's different. He's like, incest is in. Incest is in.
Right.
It's time.
It's definitely in.
And you're like, oh, is this guy the main character?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Because he's like, oh, I'm going to go to the movies because Tanya, our main girl, is working there.
And I love her.
And she's adorable. And she's like dancing. It's the mom from Riverdale. She has a German name, and I don't even want to. Me being German, I should be able to pronounce it, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do
I was looking her up last night.
She's adorable. I love her. And she like meets him, and she like throws popcorn. She's like, "Oh my God, I didn't even notice you were there."
I love scenes like that.
And then the whole time she's talking to him, she's just like,
like
holding her lip, and she just keeps biting her lip, and I'm like, "Girl, stop biting your lip. You look weird.
That lip's gonna fall off."
I was like, "You're gonna bite it off.
You're gonna bite that lip off."
And he's like, oh, you got to ride home? And she goes, my dad's going to drive me home.
Yeah.
He's like, we have great dad.
I loved the scene where she got into the car with her dad for like 2 seconds because like it was so weird. Like the actor, just like looking at the actors like do it. He's like, hi, honey, how are you? And she's like, I'm good, Dad.
No, she said daddy. She
daddy,
said
right?
Daddy.
Yeah, she calls him daddy a lot. There's lots of mommies and daddies in this.
I was like, I think there's a certain point where you stop calling your parents daddy.
Yeah.
And then it starts becoming a sexual thing.
Oh, well,
yeah.
From personal experience, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. I mean, 100%.
I mean, I like what I like.
Yeah, there you go. I love and then the Charles Brady comes home to his mom lover, and they fuck again because she gets jealous. She's like, you like Tanya? What about me? What about your mother? And he's like, I'll never forget about you, baby. And then just like they fuck.
They really do.
And
the scene was not bad. I'm sorry. It was not bad.
I learned some good moves from incest.
It was tender.
I was taking notes.
You know, it's disgusting, but it worked.
It was sweet. Yeah. And then they go to school the next day.
Right. Yeah, they're in school.
They're in school, yeah. They're in high school, by the way.
Yeah.
And the teacher is like suspicious of Charles from day one.
Yeah.
And Charles goes up there and gives a presentation about sleepwalkers.
Right.
Like, they're misunderstood creatures and da-da-da. And the teacher's like, none of that was real. And Tanya's like, I feel bad for the creatures. And then Charles is like, wow, you feel bad for me? Damn.
Sleepwalker writes.
Sleepwalker in this.
Oh, you almost said it.
That's what he did.
We're vulgar.
We're vulgar.
We're disgusting.
We're disgusting. It wasn't even that
bad. I know.
We're like, this is it.
This is inappropriate.
Teacher.
We're at the fucking comedy store. This is inappropriate.
This is disgusting. You guys need to settle down. Podcast canceled.
I wrote Popcorn Girl Fucks. Just for that scene.
And then the teacher's like, I know you're not who you say you are.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. And the teacher, like, they're like driving on the highway. And Charles is in his like hot,
car chase.
And he's like his like blue car, and he's like driving. And the teacher pulls him over.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I know what you are. Da da da. And then Charles just bites his fucking finger off, the teacher's finger off, and then the teacher's like, oh, shit, and starts running away.
Right.
But he can't run fast enough. Why? Because Charles is a monster.
He is not human.
And rips him to shreds.
Yeah.
And it's a nice chase scene. But
and is this because, like, what does this symbolize? Does he need to, like...
He's got mommy issues.
He's got mommy issues. Does he's a monster because he needs to... give this life force to his mother.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's
been there, done that.
Yeah. And then, so Charles gets back on the road.
Yeah.
And he's like speeding though.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to meet this lovely cop.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's the only black character in the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he has a cop, not a cop. He has a cat named Clovis.
Yeah.
And he's like, Clovis is my partner.
It's like a chubby cat.
He's like, it's like those movies where it's like, the cop's partner was a chicken, but it's Clovis. It's a cat.
Yeah, it's such a weird trope.
It's a weird. I was like, okay. He's like, Clovis, you're so funny.
That's like so funny how like how how they make cops look in movies like that, where it's like they're just like eating a donut and they're just like, my partner is an animal, and it's like, do you know how to do your job? Like,
I don't think they do at all, which is amazing. Absolute best. And then Charles like whizzes past them, and they're like, "Oh, we got a high-speed chase! Hang on to your butt, Clovis!" And so they start like zooming to chase Charles, and they finally catch up, and Charles looks at him, flips off the cop, but then Clovis pops his head up, and Charles freaks out.
Yeah,
because apparently sleepwalkers and cats don't go together.
Okay, yeah, we need to talk about this.
But he changes into like a baby, and then an old man, and then like the creature, and then back to Charles.
Yeah.
And I'm confused if they don't like cats, if cats are like the creatures that figure. I think they're the creatures that like call them out, like sleepwalkers, and are like, oh, you're not a human.
Right.
Get off. We're gonna, we don't like you. Is that segregation against sleepwalkers?
Wait, what?
What?
Is this a political statement?
This is now a political podcast. Let's get into it. Good God.
Let's get into it.
What does this actually mean?
I think the cats thing is really interesting because, first of all, I'm a cat person.
Yeah.
So literally watching this movie, I was like, I already like it because I like cats. I literally love it. And it's just one scratch, but it didn't kill him. The cat went feral on his face.
Clovis,
who knows?
They went feral.
Yeah.
And absolute ape shit.
Yeah.
And then,
comes home to his mom. She's like, my baby. And then she's like, I need to fix you and heal you and fuck you.
I love you. God, I love you, son. I love you, son, lover.
It was so uncomfortable. Yes. Their relationship was really uncomfortable. I have to give props to whoever played the mother, that woman, because she put her whole pussy into that performance. I'm sorry.
She was in a Disney Channel original movie.
Stop.
Called The Little Vampire.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was the mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So
and
she's like,
I was like, oh, you're getting around. You Sleepwalkers and this movie?
Yeah.
Dude, why haven't you made it?
Given her a cameo in one of the Twilight movies.
She's fantastic.
Like, honorary.
She's fantastic. But honestly, I think this movie would have been interesting if it was just about Clovis and the cop.
Oh, yeah.
I think it should be a spin-off movie.
A little spin-off.
I would love that. And so obviously his mom, Charles, and his mom have an intense, sweaty sex scene between the mother and son. And there's a mirror that reveals them as like their true forms, like the monsters.
That was weird.
And I was like, whoa. I was like, animatronics, practical effects? What are those?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrifying. That's what it is. They're like a weird, like naked, sweaty, wet dog.
Yeah.
Honestly, a shaved bear. That's honestly, if you look up a picture of a shaved bear,
yeah,
but then you dumped water and like grease on it, that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
But then with like beater, I don't know. It was gnarly. I was like Stephen King.
Yeah.
What are you smoking? Because dear God. Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
And then Charles is like, Tanya, let's go on a date. So they go on a date. and they're like, oh, we're gonna go to the graveyard.
Yes.
And I'm gonna take, and Tanya's like, I'm gonna take photos of
Yeah. Okay. Pause.
things.
First of all, of course, this girl's a photography bitch, right?
100%.
She
She's a
works
white
at the
girl.
movie theater. She sweeps up the popcorn. She's dancing on her little Walkman, and of course, she's taking up photography.
Yeah,
You know, and I'm
she's an
not.
artist.
You know, listen, I've been there. You know,
Yeah.
like she's an art. This is an artsy girl. This is the girl that sits outside of the stoop at NYU and smokes cigarettes and listens to like band camp. You know.
She's like, I'm artsy. Like,
I'm
she's like,
artsy.
I go to school and I do this, but I have a passion for photography.
Yeah. That being said, she's so pretty and I love her.
100%. She's stunning.
She's stunning.
Stunning.
Yeah.
And good God. So they go on this date. And, Charles is like, oh, I'm going to impress Tanya's mom because she's into gravestone rubbing, which is where you take a piece of paper and like rub and like chalk and like rub the which is such a weird, interesting, super cool.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I'm into that. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, we should go to the graveyard. So that's what they do.
Yeah.
They're at the graveyard and like, they're flirting. Tanya's like, what are you looking at? And he's like, nothing. And he's like, what are you looking at, huh? What are you looking at? And then she trips onto him.
And they stumble and fall.
Stumble and fall for a really long time.
It was really weird.
It was like, I was like, okay, we get it. Like, you fall.
And then like he's on top of her and she wants to kiss him, but he's not kissing her. So you see like she's going in to kiss him.
Yeah.
And
he's
what he does next is bad.
He's like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it. And then she's like, no, come on, let's kiss. And then he gets into it.
Yeah.
And then he's getting a little bit too into it.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, and then she's like, whoa, slow down. She's like, what? I thought we understood each other.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's triggering. And then,
yeah, don't be manipulative.
yeah, literally. But then she's like, okay, I guess I'm into it. And then starts getting a little bit more handsy.
Yeah.
And shit gets.
Well, he starts sucking the life force out of her.
Oh yeah, the purple. It's
What
like
was that?
It's so he just went, and then like it's like a purple.
It looks like
beam
stardust and something.
comes out of Tanya's mouth. And he's like sucking it out, and she's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "What? I thought we were gonna have fun, Tanya."
Yeah.
She's like, "Ah."
Oh, he's so creepy.
And-
He's so good at playing like a good boy that gets creepy.
Yeah. And he freaks out, and then is like trying to run away.
Yeah.
And then she like hits him upside the head. He's down. But of course she's like, oh, but it's Charles. It's Charles. He's so cute and charming. I gotta go check and make sure he's okay. Bitch, he's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill you and suck your life force out. You need to run. You need to run.
Seriously.
So, and then she checks him and he's like, rah! And she's like, ah! And of course that was gonna, and then he grabs her again and brings her to the ground and is like trying to suck the life force. And she just takes this cork screw and just gouges him in the eye.
Yeah.
And just blood. And she's like, ah. And she's just like, ah. But then she starts running. I was like, you should have ran.
You should have ran.
First place.
Rule number 1, you should have ran.
Yeah. I think it's rule number 1 in Zombieland is cardio. Run.
Run.
Bitch, run.
Hello. Well, that actually makes sense nervous system wise because when you go from safe and then you get into fight or flight, you actually go to flight first because this is like science nerd moment.
I know that.
You go to flight first because when you run away, you're less likely to get hurt. So, but if you can't run, that's when your body's like, okay, I got to fight.
Okay.
But it's flight over fight because it's more of an economic option. You're not risking as much when you run away. You know, she stayed and fought. He could have freaking killed her.
Literally.
So
he didn't though. He didn't. And then she's like running away, and she sees like the cop pulls up.
Yeah.
The cop with Clovis.
Yeah.
We love him. He's coming. And he's like, I'm here to save the day. Get in the car. And she's like, no, you gotta go. You gotta go. She's like, just get in the car. It's fine. And then Charles gets the cop and just boom, and he's down. He shoots
the cop.
He shoots the
I think
cop.
he shoots the cop with his own gun.
With his own gun. And, Tanya's like freaking out. She's like, no! And Tanya, how does she get away? Does she take the car?
No, I think they think the cops show up, right? They show up to her.
Oh, yes, the other
right,
cops show up, and then Charles like runs away and it was like into the woods,
Right.
because Clovis scratches him,
yeah.
and because Clovis saves the day. The saddest moment in the entire movie is when the cop is dead, on the ground.
Yeah.
And Clovis goes and sits on the cop's chest and just is like,
Wait, why do I don't remember that?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I missed this the first time around. I was like, Clovis.
Clovis is your favorite character.
Clovis, he's the best character. He's the best character in the movie.
I also wanted to know when she was calling the cops when she was getting attacked, or when Leo from Charmed attacked. Sorry, Charles. Is that his name?
Charles Brady. Yes.
Charles. When he attacked. What's his face? The cop.
Yes.
She's calling the police and she's just like, there's a murder, and she goes, come, please come, please come. And I was like, if you just listened to the audio of this
and you didn't know what this film was about, you'd be like, porn.
You'd be like, this is porn. So graphic.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
What are they
So
doing?
she gave it her all.
I mean, she did almost, like, Charles, but she didn't. And then it gets real fucking weird after this.
Yeah.
As if this film wasn't weird enough. They go, Tanya goes back to her house and she's like, trauma and just in the tub, like, I'm scared, washing the blood off of her.
Loved that tub scene. She was so delicate and elegant.
So beautiful. And then the mom, the evil incest mom, she comes, or she's at Charles' house, and she's like, oh my God, Charles, you're dying, Charles, oh my God. And
your impression of her. Charles,
I don't know why she's old now. Charles, you're dying. She's old, and I don't know, she's not that old, but she's just, he's dying, and he's like, I need the life force of Tanya.
Right.
So this mom is like, I'm gonna fucking get it for you, son. She goes to the house.
She turns into a truck driver. I'm gonna get it for you, son. Let me just grab a couple beers.
Let me grab a couple cigarettes real quick. Let's go. Get my trucker hat. Let's get on it. Okay. So she goes to Tanya's house and just kicks down the door and is just killing people left and right.
Yeah.
Mom down. She stabs the cop at the house with a corn on the cob. Yeah. Literally just, and I was like, I didn't know that was a weapon, but now I do.
Literally right in the back with the
was really dull, too. I was like, damn, the force you have.
Right.
Biceps.
Right.
Michelle Obama
is
waking.
Yeah. She was ripped.
Oh, my God. And then she takes Tanya just by the hair and just, like, drags her out.
Right.
And she's just, like, ripping cops up left and right. She's not even flinching. They, like, have guns. She's just, like, neck snap, fingers bent, fingers off, just biting hands off. And you're like, Jesus Christ, woman. You're a beast. I'm terrified of you, but also, like, you're amazing.
Right.
You're a superhero.
Right.
Villain, but hero.
Once again, girl boss.
Girl boss. She's a girl boss. And so brings Tanya back to the house, is, like, in the car. And she gets back to the house, and there are just cats everywhere.
We need to talk about this.
Because the cats fucking know. They know shit's going down.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was like trying to get to the end. I was like, there are lots of cats here. I'm getting distracted.
There's like, look at the kitties. No, there's cats everywhere. And the mom's like, oh my God, there's cats. So what does she do?
Yeah.
Just guns straight into the garage.
Yeah.
Doesn't even open it. Just is like, nope, this is good. And just straight. And then just drags Tanya out and into the house.
Yeah.
And
honestly, I respect her, because if that was what was going to take you down was cats, and you were in a field of cats, girl, you better get out of there.
That sounds like hell.
That does sound like hell.
I like cats, but not that much.
Right.
They're nice.
A little too much at
they're
that
a little
point.
too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Bunnies.
Yeah.
Bunnies would be great.
Bunnies would be great. They'd be super sweet.
Katie has a bunny. He's really cute.
Bunny. Yeah, he's adorable. This is Bunny. It's great.
Shout out Eddie.
You can follow him at Eddie, the serial killer bunny, at Instagram.
There we go.
Plugged him. But they're in the house, and she's like, "Oh, Charles, Tanya's here. She's here." And Tanya's like, "He's dead." And she's like, "No, he's still alive." And she's like, "No, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He's dead as shit."
Yeah.
And then she like gives him some of her life force.
Yeah.
And then he stands up and they start dancing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no more dancing.
That was
no more
weird.
dancing. And then like more life force sucking.
Yep.
And then the cops show up.
The cops are here?
The cops are here.
Yeah.
And they like bust down the door.
Yeah.
And of course, die pretty quickly.
Yeah, they perished.
They perish pretty quickly. And the sheriff finally grabs Tanya and she's like, we're going to get you out of here. We're going to get you out of here. And of course, you know, mommy incest just like destroys him, rips his head out open. Tanya's like running towards the cop car. She's in the car and she's like, just tons of cuts of her just screaming. Of course, this shit car is not starting.
No.
Like, oh my God. And then the cats find the incest mommy and start attacking her.
Right.
And the moment they start attacking her, she just starts bursting into flames.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
A
didn't
woman
know
scorned.
Didn't know cats had that power.
I didn't know they could set humans on fire. Well, they're not humans. They're monsters.
They're monsters.
They're literally monsters.
Yeah,
Why did I say that?
Like, still, like, that's crazy. Could you imagine if like your cat could do that?
No, it's like kind of crazy. And she's just sitting there in the car in the flames.
And she's like,
everywhere, you know. And she's like the girl. She's petting the cat.
Clovis. Petting Clovis because Clovis saves the day again. And so Clovis like jumps out and is like going at her.
Yeah.
And then, like, the last shot of the mom alive, she's like, you killed my baby. Yeah. And then she just explodes.
Yeah.
And then that's literally the end of a movie.
And that's what it's like dating a guy with mommy issues.
Literally. That's, you know, this is why we avoid people.
This is why we avoid people.
This is why people,
this is why we avoid
period, people.
This is why I don't do people.
In general.
Okay.
So,
too many problems.
Essential question. Do you think Charles really loved Tanya?
That's a really good question. I think he loved Tanya, but since his mom
was having sex with him,
sexually abusing him. I think
God.
it's just bizarre, and I think like his mom didn't love him, and so how can he love someone else?
Whoa.
You know,
that got really deep.
Yeah.
So if he wasn't fucking his mom, do you think they would have dated?
I think so. I think he would have been all right in the head.
Do you think he could have turned her into Sleepwalker so they could live happily ever after?
Oh, it could be like a Twilight situation.
Yeah. Ooh, hear me out.
Yeah.
What if they had babies?
Oh my gosh.
Half-breed babies.
Half human, half sleepwalker?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I feel like we already got enough kids on this planet just to fucking adopt them.
Literally, I honestly just adopt, don't shop. Is that what we say?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's get one.
Hell yeah. Okay, so out of 10, what do we think this movie is? Sleepwalkers.
Oh, I'd give it a 5.
How did I give it? I don't even think did I rate it? Oh. This is my second viewing, and the second viewing was a little bit more rough. I would say hilarious wise, like 7 out of 10.
Yes.
Actual movie wise, I'm gonna give it a 4.
I agree.
4
yeah.
out of 10. It was fine. It's not Stephen King's best work.
No.
But oh my god, he made a cameo. Oh my god, I forgot about that. He made a fucking cameo.
In the movie?
Yeah, he's just in it. So obviously he put his stamp of approval because he was in it.
Oh, I don't know.
I totally forgot about that. He makes like a brief appearance during the when Tanya's talking to the police.
Oh, and the guy.
Yeah.
Because then he goes, "Can I talk to someone?" Da, da, da.
Yeah,
goes,
he's
Can I
just
talk to
a
someone?
super obnoxious character.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So honestly, cameo in your own film.
Stamp of approval.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we saying? Like 5?
Yeah.
5?
I would even go down to 4 with
4?
you.
4?
Just
Okay.
I would give it a 4.
Okay, 4 out of 10. We're giving it a 4.
Oh yeah, I would give it a 4.
Okay, fair. Anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
If you or your loved one has been bitten by a vampire, please seek a doctor immediately.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.